Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dylan with a Blankie channel, where it's another beautiful day to play the most perfect game ever made. And no, Polly, it's not Sonic 06.
That game has the best writing for Shadow. It's no use denying it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce you guys to my good friend here, POLYCHROMEVIRUS.
Sonic and the Secret Rings was a mistake.
So true, bestie. For this video, I decided 2 hedgehogs were better than 1, so my friend Polly and I got together to write the most mediocre
And objectively correct.
list of the worst and best stages in all of Sonic Adventure 2.
Our list will start with the worst character to play as until we get to Shadow, because you already know he's the best.
Actually, it's Sonic.
Do I still get paid if I leave right now?
Silly Polly, I'm paying you in exposure. We're going to go through all 6 characters and judge which of their stages is the best and which is the worst for that character.
We're going to judge each stage and all 5 of its missions based on
Fun, difficulty of each mission, and time to complete. Each level has 5 missions, being 1, a regular playthrough, 2, collect 100 rings, 3, find a lost Chow, 4, beat the stage in a set time, and finally the 5th, which is beat the stage on hard mode. And remember, this isn't opinion. This is objective and absolute fact. So rev up those angry comments and direct all anger towards this link to Polly's Twitter, and let's get to ranking these stages.
Hey, what was that thing about Twitter?
Do you like going fast in a Sonic game? Neither do I!
Sonic has asked me for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up. Tornado transformation!
Thank goodness they gave us a character that can fly. Took that away from him and stuffed him into a jet engine Gundam mech fighter that moves like the seniors at my local Golden Corral.
At least he's fun to play as in the Chow Garden. Easily his best stage, right?
How did you survive that gunshot? Chow Garden is a Chow stage, not a Tails stage.
Oh, let me guess. We're not doing the kart stages either, since that's a kart stage?
Actually, yes. Tails pilots a mech in Sonic Adventure 2, making him the slowest he can possibly be, while having enemies appear out of the void to punish him for his horrible character arc in Sonic Heroes.
They had character arcs? I thought that was just Sonato fanfiction.
Now, it was no easy feat to figure out the worst Tails stage, as it was just as hard to figure out the best. There is a lot going wrong for Tails this time around, like his second mission.
Which one?
Yes! Due to the way ring loss works, you lose all rings when hit, and stuff will hit you! A maximum of 20 rings will fall out of you, requiring multiple playthroughs of the same stage.
Unlike the other characters, we have a health bar, so the rings don't count as our health. Why do we lose them all?
And don't get me started on the 4th timed missions.
I'm praying for you.
So, which is the worst? Well... like stated earlier, it was tough to find the worst of Tails stages, but it's gotta be Mission Street. Why exactly? Well, first off, let's talk about the level itself. It's long, and you move slow. So slow, and in such a predictable pattern, you will almost always be met with an explosion or bullet landing exactly where you're headed, meaning you are taking a massive amount of hits, unless, in the already slow level, you wait all the time. And it doesn't get any better for missions. The second one is probably the hardest 100 ring mission in the game. If you don't know exactly how to avoid the 50 pre-planned hits that Yuji Naka laughs at you for not avoiding from his jail cell.
Oh, relax. It's just for insider trading, but it should be for being behind Balan Wonderworld.
Mission 3 for finding the lost Chow is easily missable, but not as bad as some of the other characters. The time missions are all just bad, no matter what stage you end up playing as the mechs.
They're basically nothing but play the level again, idiot.
The hard missions literally just say, what if instead of explosions, we had 2 explosions? And Mission 5 is just getting hit in HD.
Now you can game over in 4K.
Mission Street is easily the worst Tails stage. Probably the worst stage in the entire game.
Oh, you just wait for Rouge's stages.
So what's the best Tails stage? There isn't one, so we picked one on a technicality.
Oh, but we couldn't pick the Chow Garden?
So, Cannon's Core is technically a Sonic level, but it starts with Tails. So it's a Tails level. Why is it the best? Because you can stop time and you only have to play as Tails for a minute.
Cannon's Core really shows off Tails' abilities in the best way. It really gives him a chance to breathe and shows off all of his different abilities instead of just one or another, and it's short and sweet and to the point.
I'm done talking about Tails now.
Sonic Adventure 2 not only introduced the best character ever, it also let us play as one of the best characters for the first time.
I'm really getting tired of operating this machine.
Eggman is yet another mech character. But at least it fucking makes sense for him. My only question is, where do his legs go in that thing? Eggman has way better stages than Tails does, where Tails constantly has his momentum cut by either random enemy placement, explosions, or awful camera angles. Eggman is more free in where he can move and even has great mobility in certain sections.
Like in Cosmic Wall, where you have an on-rail shooter section, or Weapons Bed, where it's way more open than any Tails stage, meaning you have a lot more freedom.
That said, Eggman does lack for a better part of the base game in his mobility. He only gets his jet engine upgrade on his third stage, and he only has 5 stages, which means... That's right. You have to navigate an ocean of insta-kills without the ability to hover your first time around.
This level should be outlawed in all 50 states.
Sand Ocean is exactly that. An ocean of sand where you have to carefully navigate a horrible-to-control mech across many hazards. Even after coming back with the jet engine, most of this level is a major pain. The second mission isn't so bad, you just have the constant threat of drowning in sand, meaning you have to restart. The Chow mission is in a very tough to reach spot, meaning you could get right to it, then die, having to traverse the entire level again.
Well, since the last checkpoint, but if you want A rank, time to get good, gamer.
The timed mission is nothing to write home about, and the hard mission has less platforms and more enemies, making it largely play the same as the first go-round.
I'll tell you though, it's a lot more bearable when you can hover. So, the worst level doesn't let you hover at first, and constantly threatens you with gravity. So the best level is obviously Chow Garden.
What the? I told you we're not doing Chow Garden. Stop trying to make that a thing. Anyway, hit the gravity. Take away that pesky gravity and what do you get?
Chow Garden.
Yo!
It's still Cosmic Wall, guys. Cosmic Wall says out loud with its entire chest, "Fuck you, physics. Mechs are fun now." In this stage, we get to see the absolute best of what the mech stages could have been.
It is kind of telling that the best mech stage doesn't operate like any of the others.
You rarely have to walk and can just fly, which is hilarious considering Tails is the one in a fucking jet plane and doesn't get a stage like this. This stage is all about hovering in low gravity, meaning you ascend for a while and gain so much mobility while in the air, making it genuinely fun. There are also several on-the-rails shooter sections which are, I'll say it again, fun. The first mission is great, no real complaints. 100 Ring has the same pitfalls as the others, however there are more capsules to burst, making this possibly the shortest one to complete. Chow is found very early in the level and tough to miss, and the times when you won't even notice had a timer as you blast through this fun stage. Hard mode places artificial chaos everywhere and adds enemies to the rail sections that can damage you as opposed to just sitting there begging for death.
Just like Sonic and the Secret Rings.
It's a stage that is tons of fun, and it's a shame we only got one.
Bars. And that's OG. On God. Don't worry, Dylan, at least we'll always have Chow Garden.
You're so lucky this thing's unplugged.
Long time no see, treasure hunter. Did you find my emeralds?
Or as I like to call her, Worse Knuckles.
Just say you hate women.
I can't hate women. I'm married to one. The treasure hunting stages change up the formula greatly. Whereas with the other characters were to reach an end goal, the goal of the hunters is to find 3 items in any given stage to complete it. You have a radar at the bottom of the screen, and as you get close to the first item, it will flash in a hot or cold manner, where green is cold and red is it's right next to you, though you don't see it or can't find it, and oh fuck, the timer's about to run out in security hall. Ah! Now, one massive downside to Sonic Adventure 2 compared to 1, and I can't believe 1 has any advantage at all, is that in 1, when you did these stages, all 3 were active and you could find any of the 3 items at any given time. But here, you have to get them in order, and the 2 behind them are grayed out. You can get these hints, and if you play enough and know the hints, you can find these locations easily. For a first-time player, though, it's definitely a nuisance, forcing you to get them one at a time, meaning combing a stage multiple times, making them very tedious. At least Rouge has bat titties.
Titties? Where?
I knew you were still here. You were quiet for too long. Oh, right. I said tedious, didn't I? Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the fanfic committee,
Did someone say inflation?
I give you the actual worst level in Sonic Adventure 2. Mad Space answers the question, what if I wanted to waste 20 minutes finding emeralds? If you think Sonic 06 is jank all the way around, I'd like you to condense that into one single stage that actively hates you for playing it.
See, I told you Sonic 06 wasn't that bad.
Mad Space does the opposite of what Cosmic Wall did and gives you the worst way to play the Hunter stages. You have a massive area to explore and you have to be very close for the radar to even go off. Want to use hints?
Fuck you, they're backwards now, and you're stuck to weird gravity that has no place here.
If you don't know exactly where the hints are hinting at, you must climb all the way to the top and just fly around randomly until you finally get that radar to start beeping.
Even after you get 1 emerald, have fun finding the other 2, jackass.
By the time you find all the emeralds in this stage, Yuji Naka will get released from prison. The first mission sucks. The 100 ring mission really fucking sucks. Good luck finding enough rings in this heap. The Chow, I don't even know where it is, and I'm not looking it up.
Yeah, me either, fuck that.
The time mission, I'd rather do the kart races. Funny enough, the biggest difference is that the hard missions are the easiest for the hunters only if you already know where the items are, since on hard they will stay in the same locations. Doesn't mean you still won't spend a huge amount of time trying to get to the very top of Mad Space to get those 3 emeralds. Everything about Mad Space is the antithesis of what makes a Sonic game fun. What about the best Rouge stage? Can it redeem the hunters at all?
As it turns out, no, because Dry Lagoon is the least bad. Rouge's stages have interesting gimmicks, but they're obtrusive to the level itself, and Dry Lagoon has the least obtrusive gimmick, being riding a turtle.
Dry Lagoon is simply better because it's smaller, ergo making it easier to finish. With such a small area to move around, you end up being able to proc the radar easily. 100 rings? Them bitches everywhere.
Them bitches do be everywhere.
Chow? Literally in the first section. Time stage? Just do your best, buddy. Hard mode is also not bad, and you get to see Big. He's a cat.
And my best friend. No, please!
There isn't much else to say about Dry Lagoon. It just exists, and it isn't awful. Did I mention Sonic Adventure 2 is one of my favorite games?
Don't worry, buddy. We're just critical from a place of love. Seriously though, fuck Rouge.
Yeah. It's time to talk about a real man.
Oh no! Stop fooling around and give me back my emeralds! I'm sorry if I hurt you.
Knuckles is largely known for 2 things in this game. Simping for Rouge.
And softly rapping to himself while he finds the Master Emerald.
Seriously though, Rouge's stages have some very bland music, while Knuckles has absolute bars in about every stage.
This is Knuckles, and you have reached the death chamber.
Aside from music, there isn't too much different between Rouge and Knuckles. As hunters, they glide around, climb shit, and dig. The only real difference is in the stages, where Knuckles has some kick-ass ambience. Sorry, ambiance. His worst stage, though.
It's your main man Knuckles, and we're Meteor Herd.
Well, yeah, it's just mad space. Now with rocks that track you and will make sure you have to get those 100 rings all over again. Meteor Herd is simply slightly better mad space. We don't have that dumb gravity gimmick, and it's fairly easy to get to the top. It's still a massive stage and difficult to find the emeralds. 100 rings is still very tough, and like I said, random meteors track your position and home into you like the CIA that one time in the incident I'm no longer allowed to speak about.
Was it that furry thing?
The Chow is in a random series of warps in these containers. The time stages hate you and make you work harder than my patrons trying to find value in their donations. Such as a new artist, Derpin Goose, Luigi88, Michael H, Mode Select Start, Nerd Stop, Shadow Silent Gargoyle, Void Scent, and all the Cozy Tier subscribers.
Ooh, I'm a patron. See, my name's on the screen.
Thanks, guys. You make Meteor Herd bearable. And again, the hard mission is easy if you know where they are, but if you have that knowledge, you probably hate yourself.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because...
You may be asking yourself, though, can a good treasure hunting stage exist?
This place sure feels haunted. There's no time to lose. I have to hurry and find the Master Emerald.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here.
The answer is no, but Pumpkin Hill does a damn good job distracting you from that fact. It's just as bad as every other level, but fuck if you'll ever notice hearing those goddamn bars. The stage is completely pumpkin, creepy, Halloween themed, and has an awesome ass background song. This level putting in overtime for you not to notice how tired you are of hunting for emeralds. It has the same exact issues as everything else, being a big level and having it be hard to gather any of the necessary items. Luckily, you have 3 very discernible mountains to traverse, narrowing it a decent bit. But you'll be so entranced in the ambiance, that it won't feel nearly as long as the other hunting stages. It simply, as the kids say, pulls it off.
Very demure.
Very mindful. This is an apology. We do not appropriate Gen Z, Gen Alpha culture, and we as millennials cannot reclaim those terms. We've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. Anyway, let's talk about Shadow!
Shoulda locked your gun case, bitch. Anyway, now for who you really came here to see.
My name is Shadow. Since you were so kind to release me, my master, I will grant you one wish. You're not as strong as I thought. It all starts with this. Chaos Control! My name is Shadow. I'm the world's ultimate life form. Farewell!
Unlike the previous 2 playstyles, the speed characters have a much more consistent level of quality to their stages, making it very difficult to pick any bad stages. I'm not convinced a bad Shadow stage even exists. Speed characters do exactly what you expect from Sonic. Rather than worrying about health bars or finding items, they just go fast, and Shadow goes fast right into my heart. That said, there is one Shadow level that is slightly worse than the others. Now, for a stage that shares the same background as Pumpkin Hill, you'd think it'd be great, but unfortunately it doesn't distract you with bars. Playing Skyrail normally isn't so bad, but once you add an objective is when you start to see some flaws. There are lots of rails.
Yes, the name of the level, dipshit.
Unlike other Sonic games, the rails in this game are very touchy. One of the easiest ways to take a bullshit death is transferring off of these rails. If you're going to die in a Shadow level, it's going to be here. Even if you don't die, you're likely to take many hits from enemies you can't see around many tight corners, and if you're going for A ranks, some enemies appear in very out-of-the-way spots, like this golden beetle. As for the missions, Mission 1 is very straightforward as long as you don't go too fast, which, yay, go slow in a Sonic game, I love that for me. For 100 rings, you have to memorize all the locations of hidden enemies to keep all your rings on you. As Dylan is typing this, I had to run through the stage 3 times to beat 100 rings once.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
I hate you. The Chow is a serviceable mission, being early and easy to spot, but because of the jank, the 4th and 5th mission become extraordinarily tough. For the 4th, you need to beat it in one sitting, and the 5th will take some lives from you for bullshit deaths. It may be the worst Shadow stage, but it's far from being a bad stage, and that's a testament to my king, Shadow T. Hedgehog, to whom I said my vows. Oh, hey look, it's the best stage. White Jungle is a fast-paced beast of a stage. It never feels overcomplicated, and you never have a hard time going fast, but you have enough to satisfy that itch for real platforming. It's a level that makes you feel like you earned your speed, but doesn't make it overly hard to achieve it. Oh, and the best scene in the game literally happens before this stage.
Will you date me? Breathe if yes. Recite the Bible in Japanese if no. I would have preferred you just beat me up and call me gay.
Wait, that's not the right scene.
No, that's the one, trust me.
The first 2 missions are very straightforward, not requiring you to slow down much, if at all, even to protect your rings. The 3rd mission is a bit more complex than the others, but all of Shadow's Lost Chow missions end up being in very out-of-the-way spots, so they fall in the same ranking most of the time. The timed mission is just play game good, dumbass, and the hard mission makes the platforming a bit more complicated, requiring just a smidge more brain power than usual. All in all, best level for the best character, love of my life, king of my castle, my husband, Shadow.
It's time for the real best character.
Okay, bring it on! I'm the world's fastest hedgehog. What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog!
Talk about low-budget YouTube videos. Sonic the Hedgehog mentioned at X minutes? I'm outta here. This is Sonic Adventure. He has the most stages, curbs Amy at every turn because Sonic may have 99 problems, and Amy is all 99 of them. The reason I love this game so much is purely because of the sheer bliss you get from running a Sonic stage. They are all so fun. We've moved on from the limited 2D getting hit by random off-screen things into a 3D setting where we now can observe well ahead of us and react truly gifting the player for being good. But we had to get punished somewhere, didn't we? What makes Crazy Gadget so gosh darn crazy? Well, it's the fact that it's constantly stopping you to interact with its gimmicks, as well as the horrible end section, which we will get to. This level culminates a lot of Sonic's abilities, such as ring dashes, homing attacks across pits full of boogers. I don't know, Dreamcast was built different, and these switches to change gravity. The biggest problem is simply being stopped for some menial task, which is mostly the gravity switches. The end area is by far one of the worst to play through in this game. You have to constantly switch gravity to do a leap of faith at weird angles to reach another switch, and pray that the jank doesn't take you, which it definitely will. You can skip straight to the end with a well-timed jump, but you have to activate the rocket, meaning you have to run this section properly to be able to complete it. Though the first mission is a pain for everything I listed, Sonic's 100 rings are never too difficult, especially with this one having so many huge ring dashes. You should be fine. The Chow mission requires an alternate route through its worst section, meaning you could easily mess up and end up redoing it. Timed is the same as usual, but without checkpoints, you might be running to the end just to die like it's a Dark Souls boss. The hard mode makes you play the bad section even more. It's just ultra janky. Very cool in concept, executed poorly. Unlike Shadow's worst stage, this one is bad, but his best stage... yeah, Sonic's best stage. Metal Harbor. Wait, hold on. It's great. Don't get me wrong. Metal Harbor is like one of the best levels in the game, but it's not Sonic's best level. That probably goes to... Yeah, Green Forest... No. Ugh. If only there was a discernible baseline that could tell me what the perfect stage is. Oh, duh. You know what's more iconic than Green Hill? It's City Escape.
Dylan, Sega just called. They said Green Hill is the most iconic stage.
You tell Sega to go fuck themselves. We have Green Hill at home. City Escape just does everything right. You have one of the most iconic scenes in Sonic history into arguably the best tutorial stage in all of gaming. City Escape teaches you everything you need to know for the rest of the game, like property damage. It's okay because Sonic does it. You have grindable rails everywhere, ramps to jump off of, homing attacks to practice, and very few slowdowns. But the ones you do get have you check the area and discover new routes. It's the perfect transition from 2D to 3D, because let's face it, none of us finished Sonic Adventure.
I finished Sonic Adventure.
If you're a Sonic fan, you cannot escape this song. Especially if you watch me, because I literally always sing it and my wife hates it. Crush 40 didn't just crush 40, they also crushed my heart love for this game. Mission 1 is just a hugely relaxing stage to the end. 100 rings? More like, hey, I beat this mission in less than a minute.
Hey, that's the average time it takes to finish any given Sonic Frontiers level.
The Chow mission's a bit tough since it requires a swing off of a pole, but Sonic, like Shadow, has a lot of weird Chow placements. Time mission is just there. The hard mission removes the training wheels, making gaps a death sentence, and stopping you to fight a few enemies. I didn't even mention the fucking truck at the end. How much more iconic can a level get?
Well, it could be green.
Hurry up. I'm the coolest.
How the hell did I keep getting up from that?
Oh, my minor in college was dodging bullets. That's why I don't pre-order Sonic games unless they have a really cool steelbook.
Oh, that makes sense, I guess. While Sonic has a multitude of awesome stages, City Escape stands at the top as the undisputed best Sonic Adventure 2 has to offer.
So it peaked off rip.
Yes. And the best part is that the Planet of the Chaos billboard, yeah, that's my birthday. Suck it. Those are what we believe to be the best and worst of what Sonic Adventure 2 has to offer. Now, I love this game, but I realize how janky and rough it is. Doesn't change a thing though. I'll play this game till the day I die. What are your favorite levels? Who's your favorite character? Feel free to comment down below, and special thanks to Poly for helping me out with this video. Couldn't have done it without their help. Please check them out over here on YouTube. Poly's making some pretty dope board games as well. You should for sure check out, like a Pikmin game and a Golden Sun one. Ooh. Thanks for watching all the way through. Feel free to support me however you want. I'm not your dad. Or am I? Anyway, remember to stay cozy, and I'll see ya next time.
Maria! I don't have enough energy to change into my soup. If you want to live, leave the soup.
There is no memory card in your controller. Soon enough, I'll show you my soup.